My name is Tessa. I'm 26. And I made a joke that cost me something real. Worse than that, I didn't even realize it until he was already gone. We met in the most unremarkable way. He bumped into me at the bookstore. Yeah, the bookstore. A real-life meet-cute without the dramatic music or slow-motion glances. He was looking for a copy of The Alchemist. I was there trying to look intellectual in the philosophy section when I was really just hiding from my own messy life. His name was Ryan. Soft-spoken, kind eyes. Not loud, not flashy, just decent. He offered to buy me coffee after I helped him find the book. I said yes. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, but it wasn't. He wasn't rich. Let's just get that out of the way. No fancy car, no high-paying job, no designer clothes. He worked as a middle school art teacher. His shoes were always a little worn. His phone screen was cracked, and his apartment had peeling paint, but it was clean. And warm. He didn't talk about money. He talked about kids he taught. About his mom. About the dog he wanted to adopt. And even though he wasn't anything like the guys I usually dated, I felt something around him that I didn't with the others. Peace. But peace is funny. You only really crave it once you've been at war. And me? I'd spent years dating men who looked good on paper but never showed up in real life. I thought I wanted depth, but I kept falling for power. For status. For the illusion of safety that wealth gives you. So when Ryan came along sweet, consistent, grounded, it scared me. Because he wasn't impressive. He was real. And real doesn't always dazzle you. It humbles you. We dated for 4 months. He'd cook for me. He'd sketch little drawings and leave them in my purse. He'd send me voice notes in the middle of the day just to say he was thinking of me. He never tried to impress me. He just tried to know me. And I tried to convince myself that was enough. But I started slipping. Comparing him to people I saw online, looking at couples in restaurants, wondering why he never ordered expensive wine or wore cologne that cost more than my shoes. And then came the night I ruined everything. We were at a friend's birthday dinner. A big group, loud energy. The kind of crowd where jokes fly fast and sarcasm is the main language. Ryan didn't really fit and he never did with that group. He laughed when it was appropriate, but mostly just stayed quiet, like he always did when the conversations got too shallow. We were sitting side by side when one of my friends made a joke about dating broke guys. Everyone laughed. And without thinking, I leaned over to Ryan and whispered, "You'd be perfect if you were rich." He turned to me, smiled. Not the kind of smile you give when something's funny, but the kind you give when you're trying very hard not to show you've just been cut. He didn't say a word, just reached for his drink, took a sip, and stayed quiet the rest of the night. I brushed it off, told myself he knew I was joking, that he was just being sensitive. We all make dumb comments, right? That's what I thought. But that night, when I got home, his name wasn't in my messages. His profile was gone from my contacts. Blocked. Everywhere. I froze. Refreshed. Checked again. Gone. At first, I was angry. What kind of man walks away over a joke? I told myself. But deep down, I knew it wasn't just that joke. It was every time I'd subtly hinted he could be more. Every look I gave when he paid in cash. Every time I talked about how I wanted to travel more or go on a yacht one day, knowing he couldn't afford it. Every word I said that made him feel things not enough. And the worst part? He never told me how it made him feel. He just took it all in. Until he couldn't anymore. That one comment was just the last straw. I never got to apologize. Never got to say, I didn't mean it like that. Because honestly, even if I didn't mean it like that, I said it like that. And he heard me. Loud and clear. Perfect if you were rich. Translation. You're not perfect. Not really. Not without money. And I hate that. I hate that I said that to the one man who treated me like I was already enough. The one who never made me feel like I had to be prettier, thinner, richer, or smarter to be loved. He loved me as I was, and I loved the idea of him, but not enough to fight the shallow part of me that still believed money made a man more valuable. I've done a lot of growing since then. I've dated other guys, some with money, some with none, but none of them made me feel like Ryan did. None of them looked at me like I was art. None of them knew how I liked my tea without asking. None of them remembered the name of my childhood dog after I mentioned it once. Sometimes I imagine running into him, maybe at the same bookstore. I'd say sorry. Tell him I was wrong, that I've changed, that I get it now. But the truth is, even if that happened, it wouldn't matter, because he gave me a chance to treat his heart with care. And I laughed. He's probably somewhere right now, still drawing, still teaching, still making some other woman feel like the safest place in the world. And me? I'm here, sitting with the memory of a good man I let go, because I thought I was being funny. Sometimes silence is the loudest goodbye, and his said everything I needed to hear.